Hey guys, everything for iPod here with my first installment in a series of videos called Ipod Touch Beginners and Basics. Today I'm just going to show you what the iPod Touch is, how to use it, and stuff like that. This is more of a very beginner tutorial, or not really tutorial, showcase. So if you already know what an iPod Touch is, I don't recommend you watching this unless you just, want to see our new videos. But basically an iPod Touch, if you don't know what an iPod is, this is made by Apple. It stores music, videos, and lots of other little applications like calculators, and it's a little MP3 player device. But Apple kind of creates the leading brand next to Zunes and stuff like that. So this is an iPod. This specific one is the iPod Touch. The reason it's called that is because it has a touchscreen, and yeah, that's really how the name comes. Now this is the iPod Touch. I have the first generation, which makes it a little thicker, but I'll get into that later. So on the outside there's a home button that will bring you, that when you have your iPod Touch like this, it'll bring you back to your home. And if you're in an application, it'll bring you back to your home. Up here is the lock button. When you hit that, it locks your screen. And those are the only two buttons that exist on the iPod Touch. On the back, I don't really want to show my name, but that's right there, that's an accelerometer, which means it's sensitive to how it's positioned. If you turn it this way in like a racing game or something, it'll do that in the game. It can tell how you're holding it, and it can switch videos and switch sides of stuff, and it's really cool. The difference between the first and the second generation is obviously the thickness. On the second generation, you also have speakers, volume control on the side right here, and you have a little improvement in like speed and stuff like that. But I don't really find any problem with mine, besides speakers. Okay, so once you open it for your first time, you're going to want to charge it fully. There's three different ways. You can charge it in your computer through a USB iPod connector into an outlet, but that you have to buy separately, and into a car, which you have to buy separately unless it's the iPhone, which it might come with it. So when you turn it on, in the top right corner you'll have your battery life. Mine's full right now. And that's really it that you need to know for charging and powering up. Pretty simple. You just look at your battery life, and if it needs to charge, plug it in and you're good to go. Just leave it on all night. When you first open it, it won't be like mine. It'll have probably an earth on the screen, and you might have to configure your time and stuff. Mine is something called jailbroken, which means that it's basically like hacked, and I did a few extra things to mine. So just ignore the themes and stuff. So this is your slide to unlock button. You want to slide it to the right to unlock it. Using the touchscreen, just slide. You can move around and navigate through the screen, and you can click stuff with your finger, and it's really interesting. I really like it. When you first use it, you'll be amazed of how accurate the touchscreen is compared to other things. So on your iPod, you will have 4 columns and then a dock at the bottom. You can, if you hold your finger down, they'll start to move, and then you can position them. Hold on. You can move them around and position them and put them into your dock. And that's really interesting if you need to move around your apps and stuff. Now, one of the main things about the iPod Touch is that it comes with these things called applications. You open up the App Store, and you can get games and utilities and just kind of add-on things for your iPod. This is a useful tool that I personally really like. I'm not a big music guy, but I still like it, which you might be surprised since I do have an iPod. But I mainly do it for the extra things that the iPod Touch can do for you. I mean, it just has useful things like, I don't know, like a notepad. It just has like internet browser. We'll get to that in a second. Calendar. Calendars, Mail, Contacts, YouTube, Safari, which is an internet browser. You have Stocks. You have a map and a navigation device for your iPhone. Weather, clock, a calculator, settings, a notepad, and the App Store. I'm pretty sure that's all it comes with. Calendar is a standard calendar. I'll go through these apps pretty quickly. Mail, email. Really don't want to show you that. Contacts, you can store contacts. Don't want to show anybody's name because that's weird. YouTube, which is a whole different app for YouTube, so you can view videos through your iPod. Safari, an internet browser. Stocks, and stuff like that. Let me pull it off screen for 1 second, just so I can. Okay. Sorry about this. Okay, so next to the accelerometer and the touch screen, another really cool feature about the iPod Touch is it has Wi-Fi capabilities. You can surf the web and do any multiplayer Wi-Fi things like that. This browser is better than a PSP or a Nintendo DSi or whatever. I think it's the most stable browser for a portable device like this, next to something like a laptop or